Welcome to episode 3 of Covertape Chaos. In contrast to the last episode, this time we have a very high quality range of full games and demos to take a look at. It's funny how certain games come to be associated with certain events in your life. Back when I was in school, towards the end of each term there would be a disco. I would go to these in a vain attempt to snog the girl that I fancied, or failing that at least get a dance. I would usually get neither. Well, before one of these discos, the memory of which now makes me cringe, I distinctly remember loading up Guts and playing it for an hour or so before it was time to go. The game itself only received fairly average reviews from the various magazines at the time of its release, yet I really enjoyed it. The premise sees the main character attempting to kill an alien from inside its body by exploring areas such as the heart, lungs, brain and eyes, and killing baddies like antibodies and bacteria. I'm not sure if you've been shrunk down inner space style for this mission, or if the alien is just really big. It doesn't really matter, I guess. To the 13-year-old me, the concept seems pretty cool. Guts offers chunky yet colourful graphics with a nice amount of detail to them, and fun shooting, exploratory gameplay. It's definitely a game I came back to time and time again, so as you can probably tell, I don't agree that the game was merely average, but a lot of fun. One thing's for sure, girls may disappoint, but the C64 will never let you down. I was familiar with split personalities way before it ever turned up on this cover tape, but it's a fairly decent puzzle game, so I was quite happy to have it in my collection. The aim is to complete a slide puzzle of Celebrity's Mug, and the people featured are so very 80s, Ronald Reagan, Maggie Thatcher, Sir Clive Sinclair, Princess Diana and more. Adding a bit of spice are various special tiles like bombs that have to be hastily removed from the board by throwing them out of a hole or defusing them with a water tap icon for bonus points. Not the most exciting game in the C64's library, but worth a go every now and again. Midnight Resistance was originally a coin-op by Data East, and Special Effects, the same development team behind Guts, has done a great job of converting it over to the considerably less powerful C64. The game is a horizontal scrolling run and gun game in the same vein as Contra, but not nearly as challenging. It's great fun to play though, with some very good music and tight controls. This demo definitely made me want to play the full game back when I bought this magazine, which I did not long after because I received the Night Moves pack for Christmas, which included this title and 7 others. While this demo only gives you a very short section of the first level, you can keep playing for as long as you want essentially, as the whole thing loops over and over, getting slightly more challenging the second time over, and mixing up the different power-ups and guns available from the shop. Enemies dressed in orange drop keys when killed, of which you can bank up to 6. When you get to the shop areas throughout the various levels, you can then expend a certain number of keys on weapons like a fully automatic machine gun, flamethrower, or the incredibly useful 3-way shot. Or you could buy an extra life instead. So while this demo doesn't offer a lasting challenge, it is very entertaining in the short term and served its purpose very well back in 1990. Badlands is another single-screen multiplayer racing game like Super Sprint or Iron Man that was featured in the first cover tape, and once again it works pretty well on the C64. Because the action is inspired by Mad Max this time, your vehicles have guns mounted on them, which means you can either choose to use the fire button to accelerate and down to shoot, or vice versa. This is a little clumsy, but there's not really anything else that developers could have done really. I never really warmed to Badlands in the same way as Super Sprint or Iron Man, but it is an enjoyable game and contributes to the high quality level of this tape. The Amazing Spider-Man looks like it could be a neat little puzzle platformer. The diminutive Spidey sprite looks great and is well animated, and sticking to walls as well as shooting webs to swing around is fun. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do to proceed past the second screen. The instructions in the magazine teach you the basic controls but don't give you much idea of what you're supposed to be doing. The full game was fairly well received, so I'm going to give this one the benefit of the doubt for now. So there we have it, definitely the best tape so far out of the 3 that I've played through. I should add that the tape also contained a full art package by the name of VidCom, but I'm just focusing on the games for the purpose of these videos. I shall be back in a week or so with Commodore Format Power Pack number 4, so see you then.